Dave Smith here. This is the last video in my little mini-series looking at the effects of movements in the large format camera. We've looked at rise and fall, we've looked at lateral shift, we've looked at swings. In this one we're going to look at tilts and see what effects we can see on the ground glass. We're using the Horseman LX45 monorail studio camera to do this, and we are outside in my backyard because we're still in the midst of lockdown. You know, nearly a year after this lot first started. Honestly, you'd think they would get their act together better than that. But we're still in lockdown, so can't really go out to anywhere interesting with the camera, so we're stuck in my backyard. But it should give us a clear picture of what effect these various movements have. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, so here we are in our setup to demonstrate tilts, and you can see I've got a shot of a different brick wall. That's actually the back of my house, and there are some steps leading up to that. Now the first thing I want to do is to get more of the steps so that we can see the effect of tilts. Now the steps are below the brick wall, so in order to get more of the bottom we have to lower the front standard. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to bring it to about there. Let's see how that looks. Okay, not too bad. We can still see the brick wall, we can still see the steps, and the steps are well and truly out of focus. So what I'm going to do now is change the focus, and I'm going to bring those steps into focus right about there, I think. Okay, now what I want to do is to tilt the front standard so that more of the wall becomes in focus, and I get focus all the way through. So let's see how this is going to work. I'm going to tilt the front standard. I've got about 26 centimeters of fall. Now they're doing building work next door, so that's going to create a problem for us. We'll work through it. So let's give that some forward facing tilt, like so, and that's 10 degrees. Then we'll bring those steps back into focus about there. Right. Now our wall still isn't properly in focus, so we will tilt a little bit more, and just a couple more degrees. Oh, and that's looking pretty good, don't you think? And let's bring those. So we're pretty well in focus front to back. We could finesse that a little bit more, but I think that shows you the effect of tilts, and I have tilted forwards by 14 degrees. So I'm going to re-zero that, and then we're going to see that effect on the rear standard. Remember, when we do these things on the rear standard, we introduce geometrical distortion. So there we are, re-zeroed. I'm going to refocus on those bottom steps about there. Our wall is nicely out of focus again now. Let's see how that works on the rear standard. Okay, now I tilted forwards on the front because my the plane that I want to be in focus is now at an angle. It's going from that lower step up to the wall. So I'm tilting my lens plane forwards so that that angled plane, the lens plane and the film plane can all meet at a line. In fact, if those planes were at different yaw angles, they'd meet maybe maybe at a point, but here they're meeting at a line. So I have to do the same thing with the rear standard. I have to tilt that forwards. So, no, do I? No, I have to tilt it backwards. Blimey, you have to wrap your brain around 3 dimensions here. I'm tilting the film plane backwards so that its plane moves to meet the line where the object plane and the lens plane will coincide. So that's a backwards tilt on the rear standard. So let's see if I can get that. Bear with me. Oh, I think that was a bit of a... Oh, that's quite good. That's a little stiff, that, so I'd probably want to work that out a bit closer, but that doesn't look too bad on the wall. Let's make sure those steps are nice. There we go. And actually, that's not too bad. I don't think that's about 10 degrees, so slightly different than the front standard. But I've had to tilt that in the opposite direction, and that's to bring those planes to a place where they can all meet. And because they're more or less parallel, they will meet at a line. Okay, so that is our tilts. So I hope all of that has been of some interest. Don't forget to check out the Scheibenflug principle videos so that you can see what it is I'm talking about when I'm talking about these planes coming into meet at various points and lines. So I hope that's been of some interest. Bye for now.